Okay, so this is how we smoke fish right from the beginning.
It's a big one.
Some fish are harmed in the making of this video.
First we fillet it. We prefer to smoke rainbow trout, and that's what we have in BC a lot of. We like to keep it simple. There's 3 ingredients. As you can see, I get a professional to do this because I would kind of make a mess of it.
And I don't.
Not as much. So yeah, the 3 ingredients: coarse salt, brown sugar, and fish. Simple. You could substitute brown sugar if you wanted for white sugar and molasses, because that's all brown sugar actually is. But I guess most people don't have molasses, and they have brown sugar. You don't use water, you don't use liquid smoke, none of that crap.
You need a sharp knife.
Sharp fillet knife is a good idea. And actually, a good one would be a good idea. We don't really have a good one here.
So we just have to keep sharpening.
We're using gross salt or coarse salt. If you don't have it, use what you got.
In the bag.
Oh, but I pulled one out already.
Too salty.
That much salt. That's how much you want.
This is a nice fish, this one.
Now, we put it in a bag, especially up here because we don't have a whole lot of room in our fridge. You could put it in any kind of container. Maybe add this.
I'm just going to throw those over onto this side. Let go.
I say brown sugar, but it says golden yellow sugar. Same
I
thing.
could use demerara sugar. That would be good too.
Very important that the viewer sees this. Spread brown sugar around on top. Liberally.
Liberal, yes. A generous portion. And it will just melt into liquid.
Yeah, it all turns to liquid.
Well, we could pull a bag out that we already have going.
Well, that's what we're gonna do.
I'll do that then. This is ready to go.
Now, without even adding water, totally turns to liquid. It's cool.
Let's see this one. This one was yesterday's. Yesterday's catch. The day before, you could see this one's ready.
Okay, well,
This one looks ready almost too. Oh no, the brown sugar's still not liquefied it very much enough.
If I didn't mention it, they call this a brine. 24 hours.
Dry brine.
Let's just call it a brine. It's not dry.
Okay.
Why do you call it dry? It's not dry.
Well, because we used only dry ingredients.
Oh. Back to what I was saying, and I'm trying to remember now because somebody made me forget. Oh.
Excuse me.
24 hours is about the least amount of time that we would put it in the brine. Depending on how long it takes to catch us enough fish, it could be in the brine 4 days, 5 days, whatever. And I think the longer the better. Okay, so this would be part 3. Fillet, brine, and take out of brine. Yeah,
And
part 3.
Rest for an hour.
Hour or so. Oh, it looks very nice. It looks sticky.
Yeah, candy. There's like different colored fish.
And this will also determine how many racks we have to use in the smoker.
Yeah, that's right. I think we might need 2 racks now that I'm looking at it. Discard. Yeah, we're definitely going to need 2 racks. Okay, Google.
There's no Google here.
Set timer for hour.
Mrs. Google has left the building. Next step in this process. Lighting fire in bucket. Now, I'm using birch bark because it's all going to burn off. You don't really want to use the birch bark when you're smoking it. It has too much creosote. I think that's the word for it. Also, I'm using fir to light it. You don't want to smoke with fir. The reason I'm using fir to light it is we're really low on birch, so we're just trying to save it for once this thing actually starts heating up. Okay, now that should work. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this damper here. I close the damper on the pipe just so that keep the creosote smoke to a minimal. Right now I just want to get this going, and I want some coals, and I'll throw some birch on. So you can see the smoke coming off is kind of black, crappy smoke. Well, that'll be all gone by the time I put the birch on. And that will make your fish black and yucky tasting. As you can tell, you can pretty much use anything for a smoker. I think I actually have a previous video where I used a cardboard Amazon box and it worked great. And I think if you use your imagination, you could probably use just stuff you would find in the forest and it would work fine. There is actually countless ways of smoking fish. You could even do it over a fire, as long as you get the heat and the smoke mixture right, then anything will work. Okay, you should be able to see now there's pretty much no smoke coming off of it. So at any time now I can add the birch and open up the vent, the damper on the pipe, and start letting the birch smoke into the smoker and get the smoker up to temperature. Don't want to get the fur mixed up with the birch. Now this is all birch and I've removed all the bark. That's going to be a problem. The birch is a bit too long. We'll just let her burn for a while. Now also, you should be able to notice the smoke coming out now. It's not black. It's good smoke, not bad smoke. You can't do that at home. The birds here don't really, they don't know that there's lots of humans that are bad. They know nothing of humans, so they're quite tame. That's that's a totally wild bird.
Doing it all by feel. Putting the big stuff in the back.
Big pieces to the back of the bus. I should mention that we didn't film the part where we put cracked pepper on top, but we did do that as well. Okay, all closed up. We'll come back to that a little later. It ought to be done. What do you think, Benjamin? Is it done? It's been what, 5 hours?
Open her up. It's a lot of fish here. A lot. Get right down in there.
Now, if it has to be done more,
I don't think it does.
put it
It's
in the
done.
oven at a low temperature. But right now, yeah,
You can see
it's got to
it's
sit
done.
for a while anyways.
Yeah.
Can't see in there.
Here comes the big pieces.
Just see fish keeping coming out.
Yeah. Endless. Ooh, that pink one was a nice fish.
We didn't count how many, did we?
I will. Wow. That is quite a catch.
This is when you want to remove the skin on the back side of the fillets to avoid any fishy taste. Okay, I thought I would just leave you with this. I caught a tiny little kokanee. Didn't even realize it was on my line. Well, a lake trout also caught the kokanee. So here you can see we netted a tiny little kokanee with a big lake trout. So, unfortunately, you'll just have to take my word for it. The smoked rainbow was awesome. Perfect mixture of everything. Thanks for watching.